I skipped right to 0 because that's the way I am. Welcome back after 2 weeks! There we are.
Hi.
Welcome back to Fate Solar Shadow Campaign 2, Session 78. I'm gonna roll to see who's gonna give us the recap for last time, and then I'm going to ignore the roll because I've already decided that it's going to be Yormir! Temporary guest star Yormir!
And we fucking killed some squid faces together, and then I punched Cthulhu to death.
Did you always have an accent?
What about you?
That's true. I didn't actually. I don't know where the accent came from.
Oh, man.
He just started copying his new friend because he thought it was cool.
This is how people must talk now.
And then fucking Malaclips almost died. David almost died. Isla thought David died, and she was real upset.
You get about that too.
David thought Ian died. Think question mark? Was that the
Did
one
he?
that David thought died?
David
I
thought
thought Ian
Malaclips
died.
died.
Everyone thought everyone died.
A lot of people almost died.
Everyone thought everyone died.
Honestly, against the odds, if I'm being totally frank. Like, I know I say this relatively often, but I'm shocked that you guys all made it out of that. To bring us in, you guys are currently in what remains of the temple-like base that you guys are stationed in. You've been down 2 of the paths. There's still a large pool of water that comes up to about your knees in the center that the star spawn had emerged from. You guys have the floor.
No.
I slowly limp. I don't get there nearly that fast.
I love.
Bleh.
Just kind of staring, like, adjacent David on the ground, at the ground, still like, fuck!
Malacus was just sitting in a pool of whatever those things were made of.
Yeah, dude. Oh.
There are dead mind flare chunks and bodies and bits strewn about the area.
Can we like loot them? Do they have shit?
Do they have things to loot?
Do you
Yeah,
want,
that's what I'm asking.
Do you want to loot them?
I'ma try and hopefully not die.
I'm gonna kill you
I'm
first.
staying the
We'll
hell
see,
away.
you nerd.
You know, like tackle you. He's like, here, drink this heal
Wait,
potion.
does he tackle me to the ground and cost me my last hit
No.
points and fucking
Jesus Christ, no.
Even if he did, you would just go unconscious.
It'd be
Fine.
fine.
Y'all are no fun.
I'm not gonna kill you with a hug.
What a way to go.
Yormir, I presume?
That's me. And you are
Jean Bisset. Malaclips. I'm a member of the Incinerators.
Malaclips. He fucking just like before he just runs up, he fucking walks up and just lifts you in a fucking bear hug.
Oh god, okay!
That new dragon guy's gonna kill Malaclips!
That's fine. He deserves it.
Okay,
boy
here I
down.
go.
Yes, Susan, protect me.
Heard a lot about you from Darius and Maple. Any friend of theirs is a friend of mine. He lets you down.
That's how I saw it too. I wanted to make sure we found you before everything went crazy, but things unfortunately have been crazy from the start.
Yeah, I gotta say, thanks for, saving my life and all that. All of you.
No problem.
Yeah, I did the most work.
Yeah, no,
Everyone's just sitting there like, yes,
I
we
was
succeeded
I
at that
was the
plan.
only one.
Ow.
Stop it.
My lungs hurt. Ow.
The others are here as well. They're in the outskirts of the district. We can get you out of here, and if you want to make your way to them.
Wait. What, you're saying Darius and Maple are okay?
Yes. They're taking care of the tabaxi that was with you as well, I presume.
Whatever her name was.
I don't know. I've never met her.
Shiori, right.
Shit, I didn't even remember.
Oh my god. dude.
Suzume's gonna
I'm staring into the water.
appear adjacent to Malaclips and Yormir. She's doing okay, relatively.
It's good to hear. She took quite a fall.
I managed before I hooked up with the other incinerators after your fight. I pulled her out of the river and stabilized her. But she hasn't woken up since then.
Well, still, thank you very much. He holds out his hand to shake.
You don't need to thank me. I had intended to use you all as bargaining chips ultimately.
It doesn't matter now, right? Still saved her.
The one that did this to you, he's been taken care of as well.
What happened to him?
Killed him.
Motions to David.
You are a fucking badass!
You're so a badass.
I'm on the record as saying if Jormir tags along, I have no problem with that.
That's what I'm going off. He didn't explicitly say he's leaving.
I mean, that was my plan, but you brought this shit up, so...
You're not going.
Oh my god.
They
We
won't
need
let you
our big
leave.
dragon friend.
Without my stuff, I don't know how much help I would end up being.
Do you know where they keep your stuff?
I have no idea.
He currently has access to the Grail and wants to wish for the desolation of the planet. He wants to
Serious?
wipe out. He wants to wipe out thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions. Honestly, unquantifiable.
Making this real fucking hard, man.
Thousands,
Why I didn't
hundreds,
wanna- this is why I
thousands,
didn't-
tens
this
of
is why I didn't want to
thousands,
say it before.
thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions,
Literally
billions.
everyone.
You know, just
Everyone
just
existed.
imagine
Billions.
everyone that you can imagine ever, and then 80% of that.
I'd like to help, but I don't know if I can. Not as I am.
I also wouldn't put too much stock in joining your incinerators.
Why is
In
that?
fact,
The Dial Clan doesn't exist in any meaningful sense anymore.
Who's echoing?
I think it's bread.
I think... Are you using an effect, Aaron?
Oh.
Oh.
I forgot you can do that now.
That one just kind of sounds like someone echoing.
Yeah.
It's in the wrong reverb. 1 second.
he's wanting to do this. Let him have it.
No, absolutely.
I love that I was accused of echoing even though I canonly use headphones every single fucking game.
Get that girl.
Like, it wasn't Carrie or Izzy who often play without
It's
headphones.
it's not
How dare you? We
it's
always
it's
play
not
with
distracting. or
headphones.
anything.
Yeah.
Now that I know what it is, it's not distracting.
We always play with headphones now.
Yeah, now.
The Dial Clan disbanded. A fair few of the heads are heading off toward the incinerators to meet up with them, minus Noriko, Yuno, and Ichiro.
And I'm assuming Noriko is alright as well, then?
Noriko was found. Her and Yuno are safe. Ichiro is dead.
Oh.
I'll leave it to them to explain things if you want to make your way
That's
there.
butts. Oh, fuck. Never really trusted that guy. I can't really place why.
Yeah, and if anybody needs to sit down and rest, we can look around this place.
So, here's the thing. As you open the ones that are at the top of the room, those ones appear when you open them. They are completely open. Like, you open them up, and then there's another plate inside that you can slide up. And as you do, inside that one, Jormir, you do find inside of there Valley Maker and your shield are in there.
Hell yes. I forgot I had a shield too.
Yeah. On the second one, when you open it up, there's what looks like a transparent glass plate. You see your armor and what's left of your things are in there. But as you try to pull it up, and pulling these things up is like pulling up a shutter to a storage space. Like they're large. As you pull it up, this one made of glass and transparent, you notice it appears to be locked.
Well, lifts Valley Maker. I'll just happen to have a key.
Hold on.
Well, here we go.
So Ian, though it's not of the usual manner that this spell is used, this is effectively just a different flavor of arcane lock.
Okay. It looks a little different, but the spell is recognizable. I could maybe try and get rid of it. Do you guys want me to give it a shot, or?
Do you think
Sure.
if it's some sort of spell, do you think that maybe we could see if Lancer could?
Oh yeah, that's right. He'd be able to do that very easily. Yeah, let's ask him.
His name is Lancer.
Uh,
Yay!
let's
His
just
name
say
is Lancer.
yes.
Okay.
David, Lancer, we could use your help with something.
David's sitting.
Sorry to interrupt.
They're very much holding hands. You're interrupting. What do you want?
I'm so sorry. David, do you know where Lancer is?
He's right there. Playing his day. He's right there.
I
not
thought we had said earlier he was invisible. That's why he was all echoey.
He is invisible.
Absolutely invisible.
Yeah, he's invisible.
David's right there.
Yeah, playing his day. He's right there.
He says it like it's obvious, even though he's invisible.
Yeah.
Lancer, there's some very complicated magical locks over here that potentially might have Yormir's things in it. We were trying to see if there was any way that we could get help. He says to nothing.
Oh,
David, is he saying anything?
No. No, he's not.
Okay, I guess I'll
That's,
go
could you
do
go
it.
and help them?
Yes.
Cool.
Okay.
I love Lancer so much.
He went through me. I'm kidding.
A ghostly gust of wind passes over you.
It just ruffles
Sorry
his
for interrupting.
fluffy
Bye.
hair.
Let me try something actually. I have no idea if this will work, but
Exciting.
let's give it a shot. I will brew up some dispel magic and put a bit of my blood in it.
Oh,
Oh.
Although,
Do you
let
have
me see
dispel magic?
It's one of my arcane poisons.
Oh jeez.
huh.
You just aim your gun at the thing like 1 second. This is how I
Watch
gotta do
this.
this.
Holy shit.
I'm going to poison this lock.
Yeah, okay.
The dispel magic effect causes the bullet to shatter without making contact, and it does not manage to break it, but it had a reaction.
Okay, that seemed to have some kind of effect, but I think I need to make this a bit stronger. I brew up another one and I just put some more mana into it
Alrighty.
and put some more blood.
Roll that check again. And same thing again. The bullet comes very close, and like with the magical energy, like that crackles out and like forces your bullet to not make contact. It actually seems to like get turned red itself, as if your dispel magic spell is infiltrating and corrupting the defenses on these tubes. But it does manage to at the last second push it back.
I'll help him by rubbing his shoulders.
Will that give me advantage?
No.
All right.
The problem
I
is I'm not getting a
one-
critical hit on the tube, is what's happening.
I got one more of these.
As you fire it, no roll is necessary. This one manages to break through and hits it. The magic coalesces around it and blasts, and as it does, you actually see the shutter buckle slightly as if the pressure inside matched the outside, and you hear a very loud
Is that it?
Yeah, that looks like it. Are you okay, though?
I may have put too much blood in these potions at a time when I do not have a lot to spare.
Oh.
Oof. I'm just gonna sit down for a second if that's cool.
Yeah, that,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you should definitely.
that sounds good.
Just gonna like go to the wall and sit down for a second.
What's going on in there?
Oh,
He's
Nothing, he's
fine.
Now I will note that there are 3 more of these tubes at the bottom of the room.
Here we go.
please don't be locked.
Yeah, Logan, I just remembered something you told me out of game, and now I'm like, wait, we actually do have to search here way more. I totally forgot.
Oh.
Well, you know what? The fact that you didn't remember till now is good, because it means you can't meta your way into being, we need to search everything!
Man,
Alright.
we missed out on getting cool shit because we needed to sit. I swear to God.
Needed to sit and hold hands, and the others getting cool stuff.
Being all gay and shit.
Looking in, you see suspended Very ornately, clearly with a lot of care, there is this beautiful ebony violin suspended inside.
I just want to say this. Diane was so depressed up until now. She has the biggest musician boner in the world. She's just staring at this fucking thing. Like,
I think y'all should give that to Isla.
You guys aren't entirely certain why it's here. There's reasons. If you'll ever find them out, that's is unlikely at this point.
Why do a bunch of mind flayers have a violin?
Yeah, what the fuck?
They don't.
I assume.
Why did Nodrick have it?
Logan, you can't just put this here in it.
Diane's just while you guys are doing stuff, Diane's just like fuck got her fingers on the shutter, like lightly trying to pull it up. She's like, come on.
No,
just
you
gotta,
think
just,
yeah, she's genuinely doing that a little bit, and she's like looking over at Ian, like, would it be rude to be like, hey,
Can you
after this
fucking
I'm getting
bleed more for me?
Fucking
bleed for me and
Malchus is getting some flashbacks to
I
fucking
can't.
Malchus is getting flashbacks to Cinder with the rod of the with the staff of the Magi.
I got it.
The only
try
other
to-
thing I can think of to do now is to try and hit it with disintegrate.
Fuck.
That
they work the same way as normal spell
Oh.
slots, and that you can use them as lower spell slots if you want to.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I can do that one more time then.
You would do it? You would? I mean,
Sure.
I'm not gonna make you. You can rest, but
He's like, yeah, I will for the sword.
He just like you guys just say like, can you guys unlock this? And he walks over like, yeah, fine. Doesn't really look at either of them. Just sees that you're all sort of central to the middle one. He's like, poof. Ah, cool sword. Thanks. Yeah, you guys enjoy that. So you take
On the
aim and
violin, destroy it.
you take aim. You fire it again. As it hits it, the magic seems to dispel rather immediately in the same way that it did on the other one with no extra protection. As it does, as there's this resounding bullet ricochet sound coming off of the tube, and the magic dissipates, you see the gold rings inside actually seem to rust away and just turn into like gold glitter and vanish, followed by
I'll pull it out and present it to Diane.
Pansy.
What am I gonna do with the
I pull it out and I smash it on the ground.
power move.
I was thinking, since this place doesn't seem to have any more of those noodle-headed freaks in there.
I don't know if we
She's
should
big.
stay.
Got him.
An intact corpse or like a
Like
sliced up corpse?
a mind flare?
Yeah.
Alright, what you gonna do with it?
Oh.
I'm gonna bring it to the room.
Alright.
Waiting for you to be like, I'm gonna eat it.
I'm gonna try and make it open it.
What a thing to do.
Was that enough in the
So,
whole time?
I hadn't thought about that. I normally fucking don't get caught fucking unawares like that, but I will readily admit that's not something I thought would happen. Neat idea. So roll me 1d100, and if it's above a 51, if it's a 51 or higher, we'll let it succeed. You try to do it, put it down, but it doesn't recognize it because of the lack of a soul, lack of a spark of intelligence within the corpse.
You try.
Well, I'm out of ideas.
David has a thing, but whatever.
Maybe
You're not
he's
fucking here, are you?
shitting.
Yeah, you could go get him.
No, you could not.
I'll be right back.
As soon as she leaves, Malik is just gonna turn to the others. I just didn't want to interrupt them again.
I'm just sitting on the ground, holding Isla's hand. You know,
Aw.
I'm really sick of almost dying. I'm not a fan. You almost died too.
I mean, I thought that you actually died. And
Yeah.
I kind of didn't know what to do.
I thought I was gonna die as well. I don't know. I don't really know. I thought I'd be more prepared for it. I guess I was scared of what I'd leave behind and everything. I thought I'd be ready for that. Thought my life would be. I thought dying wouldn't be so bad if it was for something. If it was for my sister or something I cared about, but I was scared.
Grips your hand tighter. Ow.
Lancer drags a corpse away from you guys around this point.
Lancer
Yeah.
returns, retrieves the corpse.
Don't even notice.
Yeah, no, no,
He's
no.
invisible, you just see the corpse lift up and float away.
Huh.
I can sense him, but I know it's him. I'm just like, ah.
Dude, I can't sense him. I just see the corpse float away. Huh.
You know, I was really I'm really curious, by the way, because I almost died, and I don't know if I'll ever, find out on my own. Oh, what was the thing you were hiding?
I,
Thing that you won't tell me.
I actually felt really bad about that. Cause that was easy. Stop laughing.
Can't believe you didn't see it.
Yeah, I actually felt really bad about that because one of the first things that I thought about when I thought you were dead was that you thought that I was mad at you. You died thinking I was mad at you for a stupid thing that I thought was funny. Yeah, so nothing visibly happened. My hearing and smell got better. That's about it. God,
That's it.
that's pretty much all that happened, and I thought it would be funny.
That would be funny.
Yeah,
It was hilarious, Isla.
I mean, to me it was.
I'm sorry,
but
I
then
lied.
felt
It
really
wasn't
bad. I I mean, it was funny for like a little bit, but then you died, and I felt terrible about it. And
I'm sure you found it
I'm
funny,
sorry.
yeah.
I'm sorry for lying to you, which is the first time I've ever had to say this.
It's fine.
I
don't
am
know.
Sorry.
That information was worth it.
You're no fun.
The only thing keeping me alive was that information. No.
The determination to know.
Yeah. He leans in and kisses her.
Hooray.
And then Diane shows up.
And then Diane shows up.
Fine. All right, I'll do a thing later. It's fine. Hey, Diane. What's going on, girl?
Hi, Isla and David. Hello. Okay.
Looks back and forth between you guys because that was weird.
Just gives him like an awkward
David's
smile.
just like, that was weird.
Hello, hello, Isla and best friend David. Hello, best friend
Oh,
Diane.
your brother's kind of lightheaded. I think he used too much demon blood or something.
He used too much what now?
The
She's
bloody
up.
thing.
She's up. She's up.
Yep, alright.
Yeah.
That'll do it. Alright, come on.
She's dragging David with her.
Oh, here I go.
Whee! I come back with
Yeah.
the car.
I can also.
And that's why I don't really understand like her, to be honest. Like she pulled a crossbow on me. Oh, hey,
Hi, David. Says John.
I was gonna
I've been so bad with names this week.
It's okay. It's all right. A lot's happened this week.
Can't even remember your own.
It's okay.
Hi, David. Says
David, there's
you, I
a
assume.
sword over there.
I used a
there.
bunch of demon blood to open up the
I
locks.
know that using the demon blood is a bad idea, you fucking idiot.
I know, but it's stuff that the dragon boy really needed, and I really wanted to help. 'cause he
Good.
helped
I'm glad
us.
that you almost killed yourself for a stranger. No offense, new guy.
Not taken.
Would you not die for him?
How are you, buddy?
How are
I'm-
you?
I'm
I'm fine,
How are you,
Deco.
best friend?
He's just Deco now. And then rapidly fucking hit you in the arm.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm doing that to Ian right now.
You do that. There's like a good 5-second delay. Ow! Why?
To make it happen was fine, but did you have to draw the pentagrams?
Cut to the other side of the room is just covered in pentagrams. Just an unnecessary number of pentagrams.
So, question, Logan. I know
wasteful.
this isn't something I want to do, but like mixing potions and make one of them permanent. If you were to say one of these would be permanent,
And then
if you were to drink that,
these
potion,
are already
Doing the
permanent.
same potion can't do
Damn.
that.
I just thought it'd be funny. It's like you are permanently You are permanently.
It doesn't.
this age.
The effects don't return you to an age; they reduce your age. So
know.
the effects are already permanent.
That one becomes permanent. It just continuously decreases your age.
Yeah, you just fetus out of existence.
Yeah.
Or rather, it's constantly lowering you to a minimum of 13, so you are permanently 13 years old.
Oh no!
You're Benjamin Button with
What
a
a
limit.
nightmare.
You've been Benjamin Button.
I've done it. I've made it to where I can help the future.
I can help the future.
Oh my future!
Oh.
Please drink enough of those so you turn 13.
The alternate happens where the one where he mixes it and drinks them is the one where it makes him grow older, so he grows older by 12 years, but it's permanent, so he just dusts away. You just see him rapidly age and just look over. No, I feel goodbye. Right, so,
The 32 find him.
as you walk outside, you do find that in the blizzard, Sterling appears to not be present. You search around very briefly, calling his name out as you search around the area, and then you see just a large lump in the snow that you like look towards. You're like, Sterling! And like as you do, it like you see snow fall
there
off
he
of it,
is.
and it turns, and there's just like a blanket with Sterling under it, bound in as much as you can. He just like looks over to you. Just his eyes wide, just going, "Hey, man, what's up? Everything good in there?" Looking out
I'm
from
gonna
it.
throw my coat on him. I'm gonna start pushing him toward the thing. Like, let's go, buddy.
No, nobody came in. So you're in there. Nobody came in.
No, everything's fine.
Someone needs to work on boy.
You need to get in. You need to
Yeah,
get inside.
Diane.
Yeah, this sounds like a good idea, man.
We're gonna get you in the bath, man.
Okay. Okay, as he walks in, he like passes by the rest of the group as he's like let in. He like looks over towards Island Diane as he's going through just ladies.
Oh my
Yeah, we need
Sterling, what happened?
we need to get you somewhere warm, like now.
Yeah.
Throws him in the fire.
Perish.
Perish.
Made it
Hot cocoa.
I would like to hug this cold boy.
Yeah, let's all hug
Let's
him.
all.
He seems
hug
to be in good
boy.
spirits, but yeah, he's very, very, very cold.
Warm the boy.
Warm that boy, big ol' hug.
How tall is
Hug.
Sterling?
As everybody like
curiosity.
everybody hugs him, he's just like nice.
Yeah.
Oh
Dude,
no.
if you want to like put
Oh,
his head in your boobs, you can.
What kind of question is that? That's live.
Yo, if Isla was not spoken for, she would right now.
I mean, at the same time, it's for like and making sure he doesn't die.
Okay, make whatever excuses you
let
want.
him
Just
fucking
yeah.
die.
Get
Come
in
on.
there, Sterling.
You want
Get
him
in
to
there.
fucking die?
And you pull fucking Sterling into your cleavage, to which again he's like nice.
Yeah, we're just fawning
For him.
over him, like, oh, you poor thing.
When he goes, he probably would be very like, okay, time to go get in the bath, and then he would just like stay where he is, be like, here we go.
Yep, it's time to get in the bath. Let's go,
Here
Sterling.
we
Push it.
go.
Here we go.
All three of us
Toward the bath.
You're right. Me, you, and Ian are going to the bath. Let's go.
I'll be there. Just doesn't move, stays in fucking her cleavage.
All right.
We're coming. All right, he heads off. You guys are all inside the mansion at this point. He's gonna probably do that and then rest.
Yeah, that's fair.
A good boy.
While I'm making hot cocoa, I'm also making a side of beans for myself.
Okay.
No.
Why are you so
Making hot cocoa for everyone else and hot beans for you.
delicious
Making that
hot
bean
juice?
cocoa, I see.
Oh, we all think he has like whipped cream in a mug and he's just drinking it. And like someone's like, oh, you made hot cocoa for
And
yourself.
it's beans.
Look, oh, it's beans.
You made hot cocoa for yourself? Like, what?
It's still actually got whipped cream on it.
I think that was the roughest mission I've ever been on.
Yeah.
No arguments here.
Like looks at Ian is like thinking about Adelia. I don't know.
Yeah, that's up there, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
A couple of things changed in that fight, and tonight wouldn't have happened. You guys really are amazing.
Right back at you, man.
Damn.
I have no idea how we survived that.
Luck.
Agreed. That was maybe the most skin of our teeth fight ever.
If you hadn't have figured out that we were those clouds, then well, we'd probably be goners.
That was simple enough. The same thing happened to me a few seconds earlier.
Yeah,
It's real bad, isn't it?
I kind of
Oh, it's
thought
awful.
that all of you died.
It hurt like a fucking bitch, I'll tell you that.
Oh my god.
That thing was awful to deal with. Luckily, Yomi was there to help us out.
Yeah, no kidding.
Thanks, new guy.
There's no problem. You guys helped me out. I'm not a prisoner anymore, so.
And you're sure you want to do things with us? We can point you off toward the incinerators, if you want. I know that that's kind of a loaded question, seeing as everything we've told you, though.
It's kind of. I mean, I really do want to see him again. But, I don't know. This sounds like the literal end of the world. So, I don't know how I could really refuse that. I'm trying so hard to, like, fucking rationalize.
Don't worry about it, Eric.
What have you done to him, Spencer?
I wanted a paladin.
I just want an awesome new dragon.
I'm gonna be honest, I wanted a cool paladin, bro.
I want Eric to be in game. Just I want a paladin.
Oh, fuck Eric. Hopefully, tomorrow won't go nearly as bad as that could have went.
Yeah.
By the way, can I just bring up this is the second time Eric's joined us in the last half of the campaign? As
I know.
Of a fate campaign.
Right?
Oh, iconic.
We really appreciate any help you're willing to give. Also, I don't think we've actually been introduced. I'm Ian, by the way. Hold up my hand to shake his hand.
Shakes it firmly, goes for like the fucking Beastmaster arm grip thing.
Oh damn.
and I'm dead.
Oh, so that arm's just yours now.
Take it if you need it. It's yours to do as you will.
Says the guy with the gauntlets of overstrength.
Yeah.
Right?
You got a grip there.
I just assume he has to be stronger than me.
His strength is a 16, so.
Oh, God.
What?
Are you stronger?
I'm stronger than you.
Amazing.
What you guys cut out? What's happening?
Touche. Isla, what up?
Sup?
Well, we're gonna be best friends, my guy. So, girl.
Just instantly gets her energy.
What is the plan from here?
Oh.
Like we said before, I don't see us getting in that blizzard very easily.
She'll try and make our way over there. I guess.
The main thing to be concerned about, in my opinion, is that there's one demon lord unaccounted for. And that this rider's servant has the double summon skill and is able to function as an archer. The Santa Maria is highly elevated. As an archer servant, she'd be able to spot and attack anybody that was approaching. so we may have to deal with cover fire from her as we approach. And then there's one last issue. We don't know exactly what the center of the Grail ritual looks like. It's probably located below or around the Santa Maria, but this is an unprecedented ritual, assuming that we get past the other servants. How this ritual concludes it's something that we'll probably have to deal with when we get there.
I scoped out the Costello, I guess a couple weeks ago now, and there was definitely a pretty expansive basement that I didn't get a chance to explore much of. I'd put good money that the ritual was going down there.
That's probably where the Grail vessel was. The location, it would have been an area that was built to contain the magical energy of the Holy Grail while it all accumulated. It's possible that terrain may have changed or become more active, so based on what you saw, we should still be careful. If that moon is really close to forming, we don't know what the atmosphere directly around the Santa Maria is going to be like. I assume the Grail will allow people to approach it. It wants to be used, but that doesn't mean it'll make it easy, especially since this Grail has already shown that it doesn't like outside forces. She references over to David. Well, not the Grail, but Type Luna made a contract with you to try to keep demons and outside forces away from itself. That tells me that it's not particularly friendly towards anything terrestrial. So if Saber does show up, Lancer, you're probably the best suited to fight him.
I'll take him.
Oh, no.
Sean, 1v1 him.
Oh my god.
1v1 on Rust. Let's go.
I know you feel all youthful and whatnot, but come on.
I have that youthful arrogance. I can do it.
Are you confident, Lancer, that if you do have to fight Saber, and if you have to do it without the help of too much help from your master because of his magic resistance, are you confident that's a fight that you could make?
No, speaking honestly. But I have very little interest in fighting him, unless he gets directly in my way, in which case I'll do everything I can, but currently he's more of a waste of time than anything else.
On the other hand, if I can get close to Ryder, I'm fairly certain that I can take her out. I would need support from my masters, though.
Shouldn't be a problem.
You have support from more than your masters in that
Hmm.
regard.
I imagine that our enemies will have set up tactics to try to split us apart at some stage. They only have one servant effectively, and Ryder may be powerful, but I doubt that. From what I know of this Quantavius, I doubt that he would risk fighting two servants at once. Then there's Jack.
I know there's nothing that I can say to actually.
Then there's, based on
make that better, but we have done it.
remaining unpredictable variables, are all of the demons that have been summoned by Quantavius, particularly his seemingly endless supply of those samurai demons that we encountered before. The second demon lord, that one short demon that has been constantly trying to harass Lancer.
The one that he broke his he's just like the one that he broke his fingers and kicked him. Is that the one we're talking about?
I wouldn't underestimate him. If he does end up still being around, I imagine that if Quantavius wants him to be a serious part of his plan, he's probably got something up his sleeve.
Malcolm just flashbacks to the day he joined the party and just the scream that fucking
Please don't break my hand! He might be a threat. Please don't break my hand! If we manage to defeat Ryder before we ever seriously encounter Jack, then I imagine that after a while, Ryder's noble phantasm will likely outlive her for a brief period of time, but it will disappear shortly afterwards. So Jack would go back to just being whatever it is Quantavius has turned him into. So that's all the information that I possess and everything I can account for. I'll leave the actual planning to all of you. I suspect that Ryder, as I've told you before, I suspect Ryder has a noble phantasm that represents her ability to manipulate the love of others. We haven't seen it yet. But when that comes into play, those skills of ours are going to be invaluable.
I wouldn't worry too much about Ryder. She's pretty much a good friend of mine.
Swear to God, dude.
It's hard.
So we're leaving.
Like, Proof of concept, right?
So we're leaving Malaclypse here. Everybody's long rested. Hey, David.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 additional 4th level pact magic slots.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh.
And then just go ahead and check your spells under Pact of the Ultimate One.
I already saw it.
Yep.
What did you get?
I got. Oh. So I had Power Word Stun, I had Steam Whistle, and I had the weird spell, and now I have Power Word Heal.
Is what it is.
Oh, yeah.
Is it possible that there might be some underground passages that lead out of the church's basement that go past the blizzard? I mean, it's an old building. A lot of buildings have a lot of old tunnels like that.
It's possible. So, I think getting to it would be difficult right now. And also getting past the defenses that he'd set up at them would be difficult. But Quantavius had set up these rituals by digging bases into the sides of mountains at 3 different locations. It's possible one of them might connect to such a series of tunnels, or he might have dug one from there to it. But if that was the case, when he attacked with Ryder, it looked like the damage was outside the church. So he clearly didn't come from inside. If he had a way to tunnel in when he stole the Grail vessel, he wouldn't have had to assault the external area.
Suppose it's possible he discovered it after breaking in, but even if that's the case, that'd be a huge area to search for a secret tunnel that might not even exist.
There's only one of his bases that I'm not intimately familiar with. And the reason for that, even though I tried to investigate it when it was vacant at one point, was that he appears to have... how can I describe this? There's basically a living mountain guarding it.
Like a golem or something?
A colossal one, yes. I believe it's a golem. It's hard for me to tell at a glance what it was. If I looked at it now, I'd know specifically. But it was monstrous. It's something that if we had to deal with, it would be a huge sink of our resources. I think that one-on-one it might even be able to repel a servant for how strong it is.
Yikes.
You spend
Let's
that.
get plastered!
Cheers.
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 I'm glad we all
Please
made
be
it.
a lightweight.
here.
Please be a lightweight.
Yeah,
Superman.
please be lightweight.
Right, wait, Susan.
Servant
Throw
of
it!
Superman.
Y'all, I
Her
can't.
her con
I
is
can't
one of
do
her
this.
highest stats.
Okay, but make her a lightweight.
and it's a saving throw.
Who
Make
cares? Make her a lightweight.
Is she
Make her a
within
lightweight
10
for
feet
her.
of me?
Oh.
Yeah, she is. So she's gonna go ahead and roll, and she got a 32. So
So she's plastered is what you're saying.
Out of her mind.
Suzume seems ultimately discontent with her drink after she finishes it.
Oh, I know why.
Wait.
It's not a
Can
mall.
can Ian make potions of longevity?
Right?
What rarity are those?
They're very rare. By the rules, yeah, you can.
Oh my god.
Holy shit, do it!
Live forever!
That's absurd.
What you're making
Yeah,
me
but here's the
so
thing:
I don't
after
die
you
before
use
David.
after you've used 9 of them, you're guaranteed to age yourself, and that's a permanent thing. So there's
Damn!
Oh yeah, I'm like pulling a lancer, trying to get Eden's attention, and just like head tilt to the side.
He's like very into his work and like takes way too long for him to notice.
Eventually, she's just like, "Hey,
There,
talk."
there, oh, oh, sure, yeah, I think.
By that point, everyone else has already noticed.
Yeah.
Like she sees that everyone's noticed and is like, "Okay, so subtlety is just gone." Hey, fucking come on.
Asshole.
Yeah.
You just drag his chair behind you.
He's still trying to make the potion. She's like, "Yeah, man."
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm just about finished here.
Okay.
Yeah. Where do you want to talk?
I don't know, like just another room that everyone's not in. Whatever.
Sure.
It's like bathroom. Sterling's still in the bath.
You both are joining me, the twins.
Oh, achievement
Sterling.
unlocked. We just like go into like a hallway or another room. Or
you
whatever.
go to a
Yeah,
place
sure.
without
Okay, cool.
people.
Okay,
Go
good. That's
wherever
all I
you wanna
wanted.
go.
That's all I wanted. Okay, good. You kind of died today.
You almost did too. Kinda.
Kinda.
Was, just for the record, very, very happy that didn't take.
Same. I'm just gonna hug him.
Hug.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry again.
I'm sorry about the whole book thing. I didn't mean for it to turn into an argument. I'm trying this stupid, like, telling people how I feel thing, and then because I'm not good at it, I just end up being angry and yelling, and I'm sorry.
Hey, I'm your brother. I get that. My version of that is more just kind of stammering and screaming gibberish, but I get that. Relating to people can be real tough sometimes.
I am sorry I kept your thing from you for so long.
It's okay. And I'm sorry that I called you childish.
In all fairness, I can be sometimes, but yeah, that's dumb.
There was that stuff you said about, like, making you feel like I was trying to prove I was better than you or something, just like Dad.
Yeah, that's just a whole thing, just like from when we were little, because like Dad liked you better, and like you like Dad better, whatever. It's yeah.
I liked Dad better than who?
You know, me.
I'm sorry. Did you really think
This
that I
is
loved
why
you?
I don't tell people how I feel, because of this.
I get that. I'm sorry, but I just didn't expect that. You really thought I loved Dad more than you?
You spent all your time with him. Like, Ian, come on, let's be honest. Like, after Mom died, that's the most time me and you spent together.
But I mean, at least at first. For the record, it was very much not my choice. It's not like Dad asked, like, hey, you want to study alchemy? It's cool if you don't. No.
You want to study alchemy, sport?
Yo, right?
It's like, you think I wouldn't have rather been outside playing with you all the time? Like, no. Like, for the longest time, it was just boring equations and alchemical formulas that I had no interest in. Did it because Dad expected me to. I didn't really see it as having a choice. I would have much rather, like, spent time with you. Like, I'm sad that it took us this long to get some one-on-one time.
I'm sorry I felt that way.
Hey, you should never feel bad about having emotions.
You know, I feel bad about expressing them when you laugh at me for it.
Hey, I mean, you give me shit in your own way. Another thing. Do you have any idea what's gonna happen when we do finally run into Dad?
I have no idea.
Same.
I mean, it's not just the fact that I don't know if we should basically try to kill him, or if that's just gonna, like, release Akuma, or if we would even have any kind of chance fighting Akuma. It's kind of also, so yeah, I've been saying that we need to kill Dad this whole time, and I definitely think that we do.
Yeah.
But when we saw him at that party, like, as soon as I saw him, all of that just, like, went away, and he was Dad, and I didn't want to kill him.
Yeah, I understand that. I've been basically trying very hard not to think about things,
I get that.
because it just seems like it's impossible. Like, I know, objectively, like, they're in no uncertain terms, Dad is trying to do something unforgivable. Like, there's no way we can let him succeed.
She's nodding at you.
But he's still Dad. I don't know if we can talk him out of it. And honestly, have you ever known Dad to be talked out of anything he set his mind
Has
to?
Dad ever listened to me ever?
I didn't do much better.
Mm.
If you listened to me, I wouldn't have been studying alchemy.
Yeah, it's just because you don't have a backbone. You can't say no to him.
I want. I don't think I could forgive myself if we didn't at least try to talk him down. Because on some level, I kind of sympathize with what he's going through. Like, I can't imagine the kinds of things that I'd be willing to do if something happened to you. Probably not genocide, but
I don't
probably
know.
some things I would regret. And he's been going through that basically more or less alone for centuries.
Kind of another thing. It's like we probably can't talk him down because he's definitely made up his mind that this is the only way to do it. And I don't know if that's because he's Dad and he's so incredibly smart, or if because he's been dealing with this for so long that he's just gone full on crazy.
It could honestly be a little bit of both. That kind of emotional isolation for that long, who knows what that would do to a person.
Yeah.
If he really thinks that wiping out 80% of all sentient life on this planet is the best option he could think of,
That's right. I'm your real daddy.
Assassin, get the fuck out of here. I'm like practically crying. I'll kill you.
just all we can do is try our best to get through to him. But in the very likely event that he's just not willing to listen to us, we gotta be ready for what we have to do. I'll always love Mom and Dad, but just because you love your family doesn't mean you can just let them make mistakes like that. Especially not on our behalf. We gotta be there for them. Try to either set them straight or stop them.
Go hug him
There's
again.
nothing we can't do as a family.
Hugs.
Hug.
I love you.
I love you too.
Oh no, they're dead.
Yo, I know. I fucking know.
Gross.
The moon explodes.
The moon explodes.
Why do all of our talks
you
end
guys-
this way? Like,
Why does the moon keep exploding?
You guys are
every time we
inside,
have
so
a
there's just like
talk?
a shudder, and fucking one of you's just like, "What was that?" The other, it's probably the fucking moon.
Yo, yeah.
Again.
I'm not done.
Thanks for saving us. Oh, mainly me.
You both have to get through this. So.
Yeah. I don't know if I will. I'm being completely honest.
I don't want to put much stake in myself either. This is all a little bit over my pay grade.
I would ask that you do get through it, please.
I'm gonna try.
No, not you. I mean, you too, I guess, but yeah.
Oh, right. Sorry. Okay.
I'm not saying don't. I'm just saying I want him because
No, I understand, Lancer.
I
it's
need him.
fine. Yeah, I get it. Thanks, though.
You guys have proved yourselves in fight after fight. You're strong.
Yeah.
I think after this and after we help Orla, it really is going to be time for me to hang up everything.
Yeah, same.
If I'm being honest.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. As soon as all this is done, I'm gonna go home, heal Elizabeth, and then I'm just gonna, I have no idea what I'm gonna do after that. I haven't really thought about it.
I've been meaning to.
Yo, what
ask
up? That's what you're gonna
something.
do. No, I'm kidding.
Now that you can save your sister, what's your wish?
Shit, I'll have a wish.
Oh, David, you want to make me a mage? That's so nice of you.
I wish for Malaclips to have magical circuits.
Just fucking out of conversation.
Please
I
don't
thought
actually.
I thought that you'd mentioned before that David had said that their
He
wish was
did?
to help the twins.
Oh right, yeah.
Please don't.
Oh, okay.
actually.
I thought you were
Oh,
just
dude.
lying
I don't
to
think he-
Lancer. I was like, oh.
I don't think he mentioned. I don't think he. Yeah, he hasn't mentioned his wish around anybody
Okay.
in
Just
game.
to
I think.
Isla.
I think I'll be using my wish for the twins.
Oh.
So
Oh.
yeah, there's
Was
nothing
their
really I
original
want.
wish?
Nice of you.
Yeah.
What exactly do you want to do for them?
I was gonna try and separate them from the demon heritage or something, so they're not tied to the father's existence, or Akuma's, or however it worked.
I want the Grail to take Akuma and put him somewhere else.
Yeah.
Malik, John's just gonna smile at him because, like, remembering what he found out through like Cybele and everything like that, like he is legit just at a point like David's grown a lot. He's just smiling like you like Krabby Patties, don't you, David?
I
Yeah, that's sees you smiling. There you go.
Oh, my person.
Maybe we should get ready for tomorrow.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
Remember though, we've all made plans, so no breaking it.
Deco, I'm gonna fucking murder you.
Shouldn't be a problem. All we gotta do is make sure that we all live.
Easy!
Just like looks to Ian, just to Ian, goes for a high five, like yeah.
Death flag!
Jesus
I'm
Christ.
determined to live past this. I have to see my sister again.
High five!
I have so many plans for Annihilation.
I've never actually got to live my life. This is gonna be great.
Fucking aneurysm, man.
I'm gonna tell that girl how I feel about
My
it.
one wish is to stay alive long enough to see everyone else be safe.
I
I knew what I knew, and fuck all y'all.
This is fun.
How crazy.
Just to go down the list. So, Diane, what are your plans?
Sterling still around?
Sterling will have. So around this time, you make your way towards like where the baths are. Sterling is just coming out at this point, looking way more refreshed. At this point, his clothes are soaked through, so he's basically just wearing a towel as of this moment.
Perfect. Why am I like this? I can't word right now.
Second towel, just
I get
second towel drying his hair.
First towel drops. Oops.
Are you making me roleplay this slow again? Do it.
Talk to him!
Hey,
What are you doing?
he sees you coming down the hallway. He looks over in your general direction. Hey, you're looking better.
Make a work.
I'm feeling better. Let's cut the from Diane's vocabulary for a moment.
All ums are
Let's
non-canon for the next 10 minutes.
Thank you.
I'm counting.
And all the awkward vocal things that are happening right now.
You got.
Imagine that's not there.
Brett, you have
I'm
10
trying
minutes.
my best, Carrie.
Gotta
Brett, you
earn
have
that
10
shit.
minutes to-
Hey,
bitch.
Sterling, are you feeling lucky? Leave me alone.
I'm
Come on,
always,
who's out of you? Do it.
I'm always feeling lucky. The question is,
Show
what's
us
the
then.
game?
Whatever you're done with playing. And she's just gonna start walking down the hallway, do a little come here, gimme motion with her fingers, and head to her room.
I will
Pulls
leave
that
it.
checkerboard.
Alright, let's play some checkers, baby.
You know,
Game I feel like playing.
I don't fully. He's just like, you just hear him in the hallway as he just sort of looks down the hallway, looks back. I don't fully understand what's going on with you guys. But you know, the end of the world's actually pretty great from some angles. And he follows you.
Yeah, this is a limited time offer. What's up, baby?
I'm
Oh,
so
well-
proud of you.
We'll see
I
how
just wanna
limited
roll
it is later.
I certainly will. Let's roll that.
Oh, you want to do that?
You want to
Huh?
roll?
All right.
Wow, this is my one character with a really great performance stat.
I'm gonna change
so
it.
Curious to
All right,
how
I changed it to a
Sterling
con-based
performed.
Change it to a con-based performance. You want to roll?
All right.
You heckin' roll for getting down with Sterling. That's a 29.
You're so mad about this. Yes,
Oh my god!
Oh!
He nat 20!
Oh, hell yeah! You showed him a
He will-
good time.
Alright, heckin', yeah, so that's Diane's night. He did it. His arc is done.
Sterling. Sterling
Done
can
with
die
Diane.
now.
Then he glitters away.
You know what this you know what this means, Isla.
Yeah.
Looks like you lose.
Oh man, I forgot we had a contest! I made a
Fucking forever ago
dumb
when you guys went to bed.
choice.
Lancer fucking materializes in the room in nothing but his helmet. Oh, I'm not getting in the way.
Still holding the malt.
Okay, so let's go to Isla and Ian. Fucking not Isla and Ian. Isla and David! It's so hard when I say one of their names. It's very hard for me not to say the other name, I'm gonna be honest.
I know.
Goes to bed. Good night.
I swear to God. Joins in bed. Kicks.
Ow! I have a feeling someone's doing something. I need to outroll them. Get up.
I feel like I need to compete with someone.
There's no
Get
way
up,
we can
no
beat them.
one.
It's
don't know.
impossible!
Literally no way. There's no way. We can hear them from here.
Oh, God.
I mean, Archer can beat them sometimes.
We are not having this conversation.
Welcome to my shoes, Carrie.
Yo, right? Fuck. So I had a conversation with Ian earlier about like feelings and stuff.
Good for you. You're
Yeah.
talking about them more.
I mean, yeah. I mean, kind of
So we're each a
laughed
core
at me
member
at
of the
first,
team with
so that
different
kind of
key
sucked,
attributes.
which is
Yeah.
why I don't do it often.
I know. It's fine.
But what?
But
It's
anyway.
fine. It's fine that I don't do it often. Like, really?
I mean, it's probably do it more often than you do, but you don't have to talk about them all the time.
Oh, okay. I've
So
been.
anyway, you want to talk about your feelings?
Yeah, I've been trying really, really hard. Really hard.
That's the most boyfriend thing I've ever heard you say.
No. I've been trying to tell you something for like a long time, and you probably already know, but it's just really important for me to tell you, especially because you died, or I felt like you died, and I'm so bad at this. David, help me.
What am I helping with? I don't know what you're trying to
Okay.
do.
Just like hold my hand and don't look at me when I say this, okay? Because I need you to not laugh at me.
Grabs hand, looks, I guess, adjacent.
Okay, I feel better that you're not looking at me. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I felt like you died, and I hadn't like properly told you, like sincerely, without like Sorsha firing explosive arrows at me, or without you thinking that like I heard you say it, so I was just saying it back. So I have to tell you that I am in love with you, David.
He knew what you were going to say, so he looks directly in your eye line as soon as you're saying the love
Bitch,
part.
you're such a bitch.
You said it to my face, Isla.
Oh, this is why I don't do it, because everybody makes fun of me for it. God damn you!
I love
Welcome
you too.
to my life.
What?
What? No,
What?
you said
What?
nothing.
What?
No,
I
you
said I
said
love
something.
you.
Oh,
Only
okay.
directly to your face.
Some people were having really loud sex next door, so I couldn't hear
Oh.
you.
Yeah, they're going wild in there.
Fucking just
Oh
like,
my
I
god.
know.
Who is it? Is that Diane? You bitch! He's just like, no, he was mine! Fuck you!
David's like,
Sorry, what?
what? Yeah.
Is that Diane and some sort of a dragon's roar? Sterling!
Awful. Awful.
He'll take her and just sort of bring her to bed.
Hell yeah, they gonna do it?
They're doing it, yes.
All right. So Mal, you're heading. Here's the thing.
Yes, I'm heading to Ian's room to fucking. Yeah.
Okay, good. That's what you're heading to sleep.
Yeah, I'm going to bed.
All right. Well, this is gonna be quick. So whenever you get to your room and get inside, you hear a click behind you. So everybody shuts up. Cool. You hear a click behind you.
He turns around.
Turning around, you see that the lock that's on your door has been turned.
That's weird. Unturns it.
And then you go to bed. As you turn over to see it, you see Suzume. Spirit in.
Suzume.
A rather cross look on the one eye that's, always exposed. She has, like, a very annoyed frown on her face. She looks like someone that just got grounded.
He puts down whatever he was probably, like, taking off of himself, so, like, the sword or whatever, and he just, like, looks back over. Are you alright? You weren't looking well
She doesn't
earlier.
respond to you. She takes her hands up. She takes off the pin in her hair, and for the first time you've ever seen her, her hair falls loose. You see the flower that's in her hair sort of spirit away as she dispels it. And she is going to take a deep breath in and very aggressively walks towards you and very assertively kisses you.
Yes!
Like, with just 0 to 10 levels of just suddenly being aggressive.
He is very surprised, and then he does not do anything, and he does not stop this. He basically is just like, that, okay? And then he...
As soon as you do that, as soon as you break away to make any noise, she's like, be quiet. I'm not interested in hearing you talk right now. She looks incredibly flustered, and she is going to go as far as she's able to, and wants to not hear a single word from you.
Hero!
You are a toy!
God! I love her so much!
Oh,
Logan, why are you better at being a girl who has sex than any of us?
I know! Oh. This is
I'm not good at constitution checks.
Well, that's unfortunate, because that's what this is. 1 second while I... Go ahead. And I'll hold on a second, because, no, I'll let you be attuned to the sword. I don't know how that would work, but go
I'll
ahead.
let you be attuned to the sword, sure.
Logan, Spencer and me didn't get to roll for ours. How dare
You've already had sex! You don't need to do it every time! Go ahead,
Take my previous score.
Heckin, do our meme. Do our meme. Go for it.
Okay, all right. Let's go for it. It's gonna suck. It did. If it was charisma, it'd be a little bit better.
Oh no!
I'm getting. I just want to ask. After all this is said and done, can I action search? I'm kidding.
Let him. Let him.
And that's where we're gonna end today's game. So all of this is happening in the house. Heckin' Suzume is just going ham, being like, fucking, this will be the last time I ever get to try to do this. Cool. Bye, everybody.
Already cried. Bye.